The Lytton wildfire last June took not only homes and businesses, but the lives of two people, Janette and Michael Chapman. And as CTV's Michelle Bernoro reports, a year later, their son, who was with them that horrific day, is still looking for answers. And a warning, some viewers may find this story disturbing.
Oh, new growth, new life.
At the Lytton property that Jeff Chapman's parents called home for so many years, a memorial to honor them.
I was very close to my parents. We did everything together, you know, as a family.
But on June 30th last year,
there was just this feeling that day, that afternoon, that never had before.
Chapman spotted smoke down the hill.
It happened so fast. The time I seen smoke and the time the fire came up.
He recorded this video as he and his parents searched for a fire extinguisher, initially thinking it was just a grass fire, only to discover the flames had spread to their shed.
My dad said, just grab what you can to get out of here. And the shed lit up, and then the house started to ignite.
Janette and Michael Chapman, both in their 60s, tried to take refuge in a trench on the property.
Well, I took off in through here.
There was no room for their son, so he ran to the nearby railway tracks and watched in horror.
Everything's gone. Everything's gone.
Helpless as the raging fire burned Lytton, killing his parents. A year later,
I have my good days and bad days.
he is still dealing with the trauma of what happened.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I see my mother's face, you know.
Fire triggers fear.
Just totally takes me right back to that day.
And regret.
I blame myself for it, you know. If I would have just got in the car and told him to get out of here.
Every day he says he just wants to go home. He cries about his mom and dad and that, you know, there's no closure.
Chapman wants to know more about how the fire began.
I don't know any more today than I did the day after the fire.
The fire also took away Chapman's livelihood. All of his tools for work were lost, and he can't afford to replace them. He is now living in Chilliwack and says he's no longer receiving support from the Red Cross.
How do you grieve and wonder how you're going to have, you know, pay the high rent that people are requiring?
They would sit right up on the porch, watch the trains go by. And
despite the unimaginable loss, Chapman still wants to move back to the Lytton property.
When I'm here with my parents.
Michelle Bernoro, CTV News, Lytton.